Hi guys, it's Ruth here, Artful Stampin, and I just can't resist playing with these blends. So I'm coming on here to basically do some more playing and show you how amazing these new products are. So you may have already seen that I showed you, or maybe on Facebook I did this, but I showed you I've done some colouring in of this beautiful fairy. Now, a comment that somebody made on my social media was that they have slightly shaky hands, and so I'm really aware that for those of you who may have slightly shaky hands, the idea of colouring in something as detailed as this is so daunting. It really is daunting, because you're just not going to get the results that you really feel that you want to get. Hi Bobby, nice to see you. So I wanted to, with that in mind, I had a play with other images to show you that you don't necessarily have to keep going to these really detailed images to get really great results. Okay, so bear with me. Look at these beautiful flowers. All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to do this. So I went for a image that's really easy to colour in. It's already a really beautiful image as it is, but coloured in it's even more gorgeous. So it's worth me saying that you have to use the Memento ink for the blends, okay? Don't be tempted to use something like StazOn, because StazOn is an alcohol-based ink, and because we're using alcohol markers, it will just make them bleed, okay? So you want to go for a really nice dye-based ink like this, water-based, that's what I mean. So I'm just stamping the images as fairly close together, because I'm going to be punching them out. And making use of my paper. So if you're watching this on the replay and you've got any questions, please do pop them in the box below and I will answer them. Okay, so just giving that a moment to dry. So when it comes to the blends, I've been thinking about, if I was to recommend to somebody, you know, what colours to buy first. I've been having a think about that, so this is me kind of working that out while I'm in front of you. And I would probably say definitely go for one of the reds, one of the yellows, perhaps one of the greens if you're going to be colouring in leaves, which we're not going to be doing right now, but hey ho. And there are some other colours that I don't have just yet. I would also recommend that you always go for the colour lifter, or the colour pusher as I call it. Always go for one of those, and maybe a colour in between the red and the yellow. So go for red, orange and yellow. You know you're going to get really great results with those. If you're not really into your reds, then maybe head for your blues. So certainly one of those blues with the Bermuda Bay, and yeah, definitely the green, because those tie in really lovely together. So if you're wondering what to buy first, go for perhaps colours that are next to each other on the colour wheel, because then that makes it easier to blend those colours together. Right, so here we go. I just want to show you how easy this is. So if you have got a slightly shaky hand, it doesn't matter with this type of colouring in, because actually a little shake is going to be fine. So we're going to go in with the dark red, and I recommend you go into the edges like that, and I'm actually going to give my colouring a little bit of a shake, and I'm not doing this, you know, I'm doing this just to show that, you know, it's okay, but also to show that actually that can, I don't know, be its own kind of like art, I don't know, artistic experience. It's fine. Well, it's valid, you know. There are lots of artists that have, you know, different ways of working. Okay, so I use the light cherry cobbler there. Then I'm going to go in with the orange marker right next to the red that I've done, because I want that to blend in really nicely, and I'm leaving a few little white sections to kind of get the yellow. Absolutely, definitely, Bobby. So I'm actually giving it a bit of a shake, because sometimes if we're too precise, the art can look a little bit too contrived. So having a little bit of a shake is great. Hi, thanks for joining. Okay, so we're just putting a bit of that yellow in there. And there we have a really gorgeous reddy yellow kind of like flower there. Right, I've got somebody who's just called me on the phone. So guys, I might have to come back to you. Oh, I'll come back to you. Just hang around your computers. I'll be back. Bye.